We're in Muscatine at Contrary, and it's always great to be here. And I know I've raved about the view on previous episodes, so I should probably move on because that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the barrel aging that you guys are doing. You know, we went to Chicago to the Festival of Barrel-Aged Beers.
I'm jealous.
It was incredible, and that'll be coming up on a future episode. We'll take you to Chicago to see it. It's phenomenal. Can I ask you about barrel aging?
Absolutely.
How often are you doing it?
So we usually try and kind of keep a steady rotation of beers going in the barrels. Right now, actually, we've emptied most of our barrels right now, so we have a lot of stuff available in bottles. But every year we do our big Savus, which is our big imperial stout that we age in barrels. We do that every year, and then release bottles and variants and draft throughout the year. And then we usually have a couple other special projects going. We just did a barrel-aged Belgian quad with tart cherries that was in a bourbon barrel for 18 months. So we just rolled that out. We had some of the German's chocolate cake that people can't seem to not be able to get enough of. We aged some in rum barrels, and we just bottled some of that. So I would say 3-4 times a year, maybe we fill a few barrels.
So the decisions on what kind of beer you barrel age, Kyle, I kind of want to get an understanding of when you decide, like, okay, this is a beer, because like German's chocolate cake is one of the beers that you mentioned, like people love that beer and always have. Does it make sense to do that because it's one of the more popular beers, or there's something about the character of that beer that lends itself to barrel aging?
So a little bit of both, especially with the German's chocolate cake. People have been asking Mark, I think, for 6 years, it's the whole, as long as we've been open, when are you going to put that in a rum barrel, or when are you going to put that in a bourbon barrel? And so we decided, you know what, let's give the people what they want. And so we got a couple rum barrels and put it in there. The dark beer, generally speaking, dark beers tend to hold up a little bit better in the barrel. They take the flavor better, and the barrel aged characteristics don't dominate or overpower the beer. So something like the German's chocolate cake that has a lot of flavor to it really absorbs the flavors of the barrel, and it really blends well with the flavors that are already in the beer.
Well, let's talk about these barrel-aged beers that you released now. You did this on Black Friday?
We did. Yes, we did a bottle release on Black Friday.
That's interesting. Interesting idea. You're the only brewery I know of that releases barrel-aged stuff on Black Friday. Having a little fun here. Black Friday is, of course, when a lot of breweries do this sort of thing.
I think Bourbon County, Goose Island.
I'm not familiar. This is the first time hearing. No, we've been to their facility. It's incredible. That's an episode. Go back and watch that because it's incredible. But what you're doing is like a local barrel-aged Black Friday event.
Tap room only in terms of bottles and draft.
Like we can't find this at our local Hy-Vee.
No, you might find.
You can
some
find
of our
Pollinator.
Cans.
That's never not in my beer fridge, Pollinator. But as far as like these beers, you can only get them here.
You can only get them here. Yeah.
So the specialness of that, right? You work a long time on these beers. Like these 4 beers here, this is a lot of time and effort, right?
Most of them were in a barrel for 12 to 24 months. So it takes a lot of time, kind of tasting them along the way, until you get that flavor profile that you're looking for. And then you pull them out. I do tend to barrel age longer than a lot of other brewers. I just think for me, that's kind of the time it takes for everything to round out and smooth the edges and really get the beer, the beer where you want it.
So how important is that as a brewery to have something that is special and like a beer that takes 24 months, right? There are beers that like you're always going to be able to get Pollinator, you're always going to be able to get German's chocolate cake more often than not when you come
especially
here.
Through the winter.
Especially through the winter. But as far as like these beers, like some of these beers, as you mentioned, took 24 months from when you
put them in the barrel.
Yeah. So there's the time before that even, right?
Yep.
How important is that for you to have something that is that unique to draw people in?
I mean, I think it's important. It's certainly something as a craft beer consumer, that draws me to a brewery or to a tap room. And so I think being able to offer these beers, I think it's a draw into the tap room, especially for maybe for people out of town, whether they're coming from the Quad Cities, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, whatever. Like you said, they can probably go to their local Hy-Vee and find a 4-pack of Pollinator cans, or they can go to their local beer bar and probably, maybe find 1 or 2 of our beers on draft. So being able to offer them something, that's only here, that's in a nice, package, that looks nice and has nice presentation, I think that's definitely a draw for craft beer consumers, and it brings them in here for the barrel-aged beers. And then hopefully while they're here, maybe they try a couple of our other non-barrel-aged beers and realize that that we do more. We do more than one thing well.
What am I about to drink here?
So this is the bourbon barrel-aged Menage a Quad with Door County cherries. Personally, of the four, it's my favorite. It was in there for 18 months, and then we aged it after it came out of the barrel. We aged it on 25 pounds.
Kyle, I need you to shut up. Just thank you for your time. Just shut up. Kyle, this is incredible.
Thank you.
Here's the thing about cherry as a note in beer. I've found it's tricky because sometimes it's too syrupy, sometimes it's too sweet, sometimes it tastes like a Starburst. The Door County cherries, I bet weren't cheap.
They were not, but
this is phenomenal, Kyle.
Thank you. I'm really a big fan of the way this came out.
Is that great?
And it's definitely, it's a little sneaky because it doesn't drink like it's 11.2%.
There's no way that's 11.2.
I know, right? So it's a little.
I'd say 6.5.
A little dangerous. I may have drank a bottle or two on Thanksgiving.
Well, the good news is when we do these shoots, they don't let me drive. So I am going to finish this, although not as quickly. This is so good, Kyle. I will happily be purchasing 2 of those.
Well, there you go.
One for tonight, and then one for, I don't know.
Special event.
Kyle, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
The barrel-aged program here, and it's not just a Black Friday thing. Yep. We can expect to do this a couple times a year.
Absolutely.
It's outstanding. Here in Contrary in Muscatine, Kyle's knocking it out of the park with these barrel-aged beers for sure. Appreciate your time, man.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.